Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, as you guys seen by the title, I am finally sitting down and recording another makeup tutorial for you guys. And this time I'm reviewing a couple of products, but the main thing that I did want to review was the new Morphe foundation and the concealer. Because as you guys know, there is a lot of controversy with these two, a lot of negatives and a lot of positives. I've heard a good amount of both, honestly. The only negative thing that I did hear was that it was like really drying and the undertones, but the good thing that I did here was the full coverage, and honestly, full coverage, I'm there. But I did review a couple of products from them that I did pick up today at the store. But I do have the foundation, and I do have the concealer, and the bronzer, and the lip. I didn't mention the lip at the end of the video, which I do apologize, but I paired the lip liner Toasty and the matte lipstick in Boo. But yeah, this is what the look came out to be. So if you want to hear my reviews on the Morphe foundation and concealer and a couple of the other products that I did pick up, feel free to keep on watching. So before you guys continue watching, make sure to give my video a thumbs up at the end of the video if you guys did enjoy. Again, make sure to turn your post notifications on so you guys are notified every time I upload a new video, and make sure to hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed to my channel already. So if you guys want to see how I achieved this look and my thoughts on the new Morphe foundation and concealer, then just feel free and keep on watching. Okay, so to start off this review, I did get a few products today at the Morphe store. I went with one of my really good friends. I went to the Morphe store mainly because I had bought a lipstick and I lost it. I have like completely no idea where it's at. So I went to go get that lipstick, and I also wanted to try actually the foundation and the concealer that they came out with. I'm pretty sure all of you guys know what foundation it is, so I wanted to go ahead and pick that up, and I did pick up a few other products as well. So it's not going to be a full face using Morphe products, although I did use Morphe on my eyes and I have Morphe lashes on, but everything else is pretty much going to be Morphe products except translucent powder. But since I did get a few products, with those few products that I did get, I just wanted to sit down and give you guys my opinion and on all the products that I did purchase today. So before we go in and review the foundation mainly and all the other products, I do want to mention when I did go to the Morphe store, first of all, the lighting in there, it kind of sucks. And me personally, I would rather match myself than the girls, but obviously I let them match me just to see what they would give me. We honestly had to try 3 or 4 shades because they were not my shades at all, until it was the last one, and I think that one was a pretty good match. Hopefully it is, because I did buy it. Obviously I can go and exchange it, but hopefully I got a pretty good match. I did see other reviews on this foundation, and I did hear more people say that it's really drying. My skin, I have normal skin, so I don't have oily skin, and I don't have dry skin, so I have more normal skin. So I prefer more of a matte finish. As you guys know, if you guys have been following me for a while, you guys know that I prefer a matte finish. But I heard that this one is really drying, so I'm kind of scared just because I don't want it to look, you know, when you have matte foundations and they look really patchy, just really dry, cakey. I hope it doesn't look like that. But as far as the shade matching, it went pretty good. But honestly, now I see why people were saying about the undertones, because the undertones were a bit confusing, and the way that they're set up, it doesn't go in order, it goes by undertone. I'm guessing that's what the lady said. So it was a bit confusing, honestly, for me to find my shade. We were there for about maybe 10 minutes trying to find our shade, because me and my friend did go, and actually the shade that she gave her, she ended up getting. Before we left, we're let's try it on our arm just to make sure before we go home. Let's just make sure. And mine, I have it on my arm still a little bit right here, so it looks like a pretty good match, honestly. But in my friend's case, oh my god, she totally matched her with the wrong shade, complete, it looked orange. And I heard that they do oxidize a little bit, but that one had fully oxidized, and it looked so orange, she looked like a Oompa Loompa, it was so bad. And then, so obviously we went back and we exchanged it. So the one that she got, she tried it on. It was funny because I went home and she had told me, she goes, I'm going to try it on. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, and let me know how you like it. So she's like, okay. So she did wear it, as she said on her, because she has more dry skin, but she did get the primer as well, the moisturizing one. And she said that it still looked a little bit dry, but she did set it with the Morphe setting spray. She said it did help a little bit, but it was still a little bit more on the drier side than what she prefers. So with that being said, so if you guys have more dry skin, I recommended for her to use a lot of moisturizer and a moisturizing or a hydrating primer, and I feel like it would be good. So that's just for in her situation. I'm letting you guys know what her situation was. So now moving on to my products. Okay, so this is a little bag. So I got the foundation. I got the concealer as well. With the concealer as well, they look kind of like weird. Honestly, I think it was just the lighting in there because, and the only reason why I say that is because when we were in there and we were looking at the concealers, they look kind of dark in like the packaging. They look kind of dark in the packaging, but honestly, once we like stepped outside and I took it out of the box, it looked like the shade. So I think the only thing I would be careful with, sorry, my hair is bugging me. So the only thing that I would be careful with is like the lighting in it. That's why like I had the mirror and I like kind of stepped kind of outside, closer to the sun so I can see if it really matched or not. So now moving on. So to start off with primer, I did get the primer and I got the equalizer one, and this one says blurs and softens imperfections, instantly makes skin feel smooth, free of oils and parabens. So the reason why I got this one, again, because I have normal skin, so I didn't really need, I should have got the moisturizing one since it is more of a matte foundation. But like I said, I prefer a matte foundation, like where it looks really, really soft and airbrushed. So that's the reason why I got this one, to give me a really nice like blurred effect. So this is how this looks. This is the equalizer, and this, sorry for my nail, it broke. So this one has 0.6 fluid ounces. It seems like a small amount, but I guess we'll see how many uses I can get out of it. So I'm not sure how much I should apply, so I'm going to go ahead and start off with just this. So it does feel like a silicone based primer. It kind of feels like the, ooh, it smells kind of good. It kind of feels like the Smashbox, the photo finish primer, like the silicone-y feel. But other than that, it's sliding on and it's gliding onto the face really, really good. That amount that I got was pretty good. I'm just gonna take a little bit more for my forehead. So it does feel nice and like refreshing actually. And it's really, really soft. I really like the smell. So I'm applying it mainly to this, well, mainly to my whole face, but mainly to this area right here. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and let that soak in. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know what shade foundation I got. Alrighty. So this is the one and only Morphe Fluidity Full Coverage Foundation. So this is what the packaging looked like. I'm pretty sure all of you guys have heard all like the controversy with this foundation, all the good and all the bad. Honestly, the only bad thing that I did hear with this is the undertones, which I agree with people because the undertones were a little bit weird. Like when they said that they put pink undertones, they put pink undertones. When they said that they put green undertones, they put green undertones. Like it was a little bit weird. I've never seen like a makeup shade range like that, but I understand why they did it. But yeah, so the shade that I got was F2.40, and this one says full coverage foundation, 24-hour long wear, sweat-proof, transfer-resistant, water-resistant, free of oils, fragrance, and parabens. Great for all skin types. Which, if it's sweat-proof, transfer-resistant, and water-resistant, and free of oils, I don't think that it's for all skin types. Unless you hydrate your face and unless you moisturize a lot, I can see how it could be for all skin types. But if you have really dry skin, like in my friend's case, it did work for her. She did like it just on her under eyes. She said it kind of just, it looked a little bit drying, but honestly I feel like you can make it work. So taking it out of the package, this is what it looks like. So it looks like I got it looks like she matched me pretty good, so I'm really excited. And this is a really full coverage as I've seen in videos. And this one again is an F2.40 matte, and this one has 1 fluid ounce. So I'm gonna go, I already took off the little thing because I tested it. It has like a paint kind of smell. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply. I honestly don't know how this is gonna apply, but I'm gonna apply a little bit to my, I'll apply it just to the back of my hand. So I'm gonna apply that much. Okay, I'm gonna apply that much, and we'll see if I need to apply more. Again, I'm gonna take my beauty blender, but before we move on, the primer is pretty much all set into my skin. It's still, you can still feel it like on my skin a little bit. but not to the point where it's like it hasn't soaked into my skin. It feels pretty good. So I'm gonna take that much. And I heard that it dries really fast, so that's why I'm only applying a little bit at a time. Okay, so my camera did die, but I did obviously do this out of the face. I only did one like little tap into the into the foundation. So right off the bat, blending this out, I feel like I'm gonna have to go into with another layer because I have a mole right here, as you guys can see, and it really didn't cover that up. It didn't dry as fast as I initially thought, because when other people were doing the reviews, they said that it dried really fast. But however, on me, I feel like it didn't really feel too drying until I had it on maybe for like 5 minutes. Like, it still felt a little tacky, which is a good thing, but I do know that I'm going to have to go in with a little bit more, which I don't mind. But coverage wise, as you guys can see, it pretty much covered everything. You can't really see my mole right here that much anymore, so I'm gonna go in and grab a little bit more. So I'm gonna grab like that much more, and then I am gonna do my forehead. So I think the shade color, honestly, I feel like it looks pretty good. Obviously it has oxidized already, since I did say my camera did die, so I had to charge it for a little bit. So I feel like the shade did oxidize, but I feel like it doesn't look too bad, and it doesn't look as bad, honestly, as I thought. I did want to pause the video real quick and let you guys know that the shade that I did get, it was a little bit darker. I noticed it after I had wore it to work one time, and I looked in my mirror in my car, and it was a little bit too dark. Like, it did look a little bit orange, so I did go back and I got the shade F2.20, and that one was a better match. So I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know real quick. But again, the coverage is there, the blendability is really good. So again, I'm gonna get some more and just apply it over my cheeks, just so you guys can see. You see how it's lighter, and then this is already what is dry. So that's kind of a little preview of how it oxidizes, I guess you can say. Got some in my hair. And I am having to blend it out a little bit faster, but honestly, it doesn't really matter to me, just because I kind of apply foundation to one side of my face first, and then I kind of move on. But as you guys can see, the coverage is like really full. Like, look at that. That literally covered everything. But when it did dry down, I did feel it a little bit drying. I kind of like did like a weird thing with my face, and I did feel it kind of dry. But again, I'm more of a matte kind of girl, so I really don't mind the dryness, to be honest, because I'd rather have it matte than dewy. Alrighty, so that again was with 2 pumps of the foundation, and it pretty much covered my entire face. I could have done it with the first one, but I just wanted to be on the safe side. So now moving on to the concealer, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I got C1.35. Again, this is what the packaging it looks like. So this one has 0.15 fluid ounces, so it's less than the primer. And this one, it looks like really white, so I'm kind of scared. I did swatch it on my hand, and it did look like really white, so I'm kind of scared. But it has like the flat applicator with the both sides, and I did hear that a lot of product comes out of it. Like, you don't really have to dip it back into it, and I did hear it's a full coverage, and I think I got a shade too light. But like I said, the lighting in there wasn't all that great, so it was really hard for me to, like, I guess, I don't want to apply too much because I don't know how much is going to apply, or how it's going to blend out, I should say. But I'll just apply that much. Okay, so then I'm going to get my beauty blender, and I'm going to start to blend that out. And actually, funny story, when she started matching my concealer, I thought she was just going to, like, do it on her hand or, like, on my neck, wherever she, like, swatched it. She started applying it underneath my eye where I had already setting powder. Okay, so first of all, I did get a really light shade, which I'm probably gonna have to go back and get, because this one is too wet. I am having a little bit of a difficult time blending it out, as you guys can see, like a little bit maybe right here. It's like really not blending into the foundation as I thought it would. But coverage wise, I wouldn't honestly say that it's full coverage. It's like medium to full. Of course, you can always blend it up. And now I see what people are saying, that it's really drying, like the foundation, because it is kind of sticking to my foundation as I'm blending it out. But yeah, I did get a shade too light, as you guys can see. But I'm gonna blend that out. I'm just kind of scared for when I apply my setting powder, because I don't want it to feel too cakey. But hopefully when I like set my face with translucent powder, it won't be so bad. So I'm not sure if you guys can see. It's not like completely blending into the foundation, so I don't know how I feel about it. But now I'm going to take my Pretty Vulgar translucent powder. I'm only going to take a little bit, honestly. Again, because I don't want it to feel too cakey. So just like so. And then I'm going to take a little bit and just set the entire face. I really don't use... I was going to pick up the setting powder, but honestly, I don't know why I did. I think I didn't pick it up because I feel like I wasn't going to use it, just because I use loose powder for my entire face. But I probably will when I go back to exchange the concealer. I probably will pick up the powder. And then I was going to blend the rest of that in. Okay, so I did apply bronzer to this side, but the first thing that I'm going to say is the concealer that I got was way too light. As you guys can see, it kind of left me like a white cast underneath. I'm not sure if it's the concealer or the setting powder. I want to say it's the concealer just because I've used this setting powder before. So it doesn't look that bad on camera, but in person I feel like it does leave a little bit of a white cast. So now moving on to the bronzer, I did pick up the Filter Effect Finishing Powder in Filter 7. Oh, I didn't even know that it came with this. But I got... this shade right here. Obviously I got it for more of a bronzer, and I've been wanting to try this brush. I hope it's this one. It's the Morphe M527, and I am having to rush just a little bit because I do have to go somewhere today. But I actually really like this bronzer, and I like the way that the brush applies it, because the bristles aren't so like stiff, so I feel like it kind of gives it more like of a natural kind of bronzer. Can you guys see that? Like it still gives color to my skin, but it's not really overwhelming. And the brush is honestly really soft, so you don't have to apply a lot because they're really pigmented. And then I'm gonna go in with more setting powder, and then I'm just gonna cut my bronzer. I'm literally just gonna leave it for a little bit, and then taking my Luxie brush and just wiping that away. So now I'm gonna go ahead and set my entire face with the Morphe setting spray. So while that is drying, before I apply the setting powder, honestly, my face did not look as dry as I expected it to be, just because of all the reviews that I had been seeing people saying that it was really dry and it was looking really dry. On me personally, I feel like even after setting my face, I feel like it did not look that drying on me personally. I feel like everything honestly kind of just went in together, and my face honestly does look really smooth. Again, the only downfall I would have to say is my under eye. But with the bronzer and everything, I feel like it doesn't look that bad. I feel like everything kind of goes together now. But I'm going to go ahead and let that set for a little bit. I'm going to move on to lips. I did pick up this Morphe lip liner in Toasty because Yvette XO said that she really liked this one. And this one's an eyeliner, actually. But the girls said that they use it for both, so... Okay, so now that I'm done with the entire face, this is what it looks like. Honestly, I told my friend actually that it does not look as drying as I expected it to be, just because of everybody's reviews that were saying that it was like really drying and all this stuff. But being up close, honestly, it looks like my normal foundation, like my Frankie Rose one. It doesn't honestly look too drying. I think what really helped too was the setting spray. But even before applying the setting spray, I feel like it didn't look really dry or really cakey. Again, the only thing that I did not like was the concealer, was my under eye concealer. Like I said, on camera it doesn't look as bad, but in person there is like a little bit of a white cast. I feel like it did oxidize a little bit, because now it doesn't look as brightening as it was before. But other than that, I feel like everything else honestly was pretty good. The bronzer looks really nice. I'm sorry I'm talking fast, but my camera's literally gonna die and I do have to leave like in a couple of minutes. But that was my entire review for you guys on these Morphe products. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have tried these products out and they worked for you or they didn't, leave your comments down below, and I really want to hear your guys' opinions on these products. And that's pretty much it, and I will see you guys on the next one.